This is question 4 from exercise 22.6 in Project Maths 2. So, orange and black discs are arranged in rectangular patterns as shown. We've got to first of all find out how many discs will be in the 10th rectangle, then how many black discs will be in the 10th rectangle, and we've got to describe two methods of finding the number of orange discs in the 10th rectangle, and we're going to explain why there's no rectangle with this pattern needing 99 discs, and explain why there's no rectangle with this pattern needing 50 discs. Okay, so we'll start off by counting the number of discs total. So in pattern number 1, there are 4 discs total. In pattern number 2, there are 8 total. And in pattern number 3, there are 12 total. So the number of discs total is following a linear progression. It's going up by 4 each time. So if we're first of all to find out how many discs will be in the 10th rectangle, it would be easiest if we were to find the general term for this sequence. So the general term of a sequence is found using the formula a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, where a is term 1 and d is the difference between the terms. So from our equation, from our sequence up here, Tn is going to be equal to 4 plus n minus 1 times 4. If we multiply the brackets, we get 4n minus 4, which means in this case Tn is just equal to 4n, because the 4 and the minus 4 cancel each other out. So that's the general term. If we want to see how many discs will be in the 10th rectangle, then what we're being asked to find is T10. And that's going to be equal to 4 by 10, which is equal to 40. So there will be 40 discs in the 10th rectangle. Now for part 2, we're asked how many black discs will be in the 10th rectangle. So this time around, we need to look at the progression for the black discs. So in pattern number 1, there's 1 black disc. In pattern number 2, there are 2 black discs. In pattern number 3, there are 3 black discs, which would mean that the T of n is just going to be equal to n for this one. Pattern number 1 is 1, pattern number 2 is 2, pattern number 3 is 3. So how many black discs will be in the 10th rectangle? That means it's going to be T10, so it's just going to be 10 of them. Now, for part 3, we're asked to describe two methods of finding the number of orange discs in the 10th rectangle. So what we can do with that is we can either find the general term for the number of orange discs in each rectangle, in which case we would go, there's 3 in pattern number 1, there's 6 in pattern number 2, there's 9 in pattern number 3, and so on, which means we can figure out the general term of that by saying T of n is equal to 3 plus n minus 1 times 3, because the difference is 3, and that's going to be equal to 3 plus 3n minus 3. So the general term for the number of orange discs is just 3n, like that. So we could do that, and then you can put in T10, and you get 3 times 10, so you get 30. So now we know there are 30 in that. But the other way to do that would have been to find the number of total discs in the 10th rectangle and take away the number of black discs in the 10th rectangle, and you'd have found the number of orange discs. So that would have been the other method to use. For part 4 of this, we've got to explain why there's no rectangle with this pattern needing 99 discs. Well, the reason for that is that every single pattern in this sequence uses a number of discs that is a multiple of 4, and 99 is not a multiple of 4. And similarly, explain why there's no rectangle with this pattern needing 50 discs. It's the same reasoning. So 99 and 50 are not multiples of 4, which is why you will not find patterns in this pattern needing 99 or 50 discs respectively. And that is that.